Good evening, everyone. Sitting out here on Sonrisa in the middle of the Gulf of Mexico, and just thinking about some of the things sailing teaches you. One of them is how to control the things that you can control and to accept the things you can't. When you're out here, you can't control the wind, you can't control the waves, you can't control the temperature, you can't control when you're gonna arrive, but you can control the halyards, the sheets, your rudder, and your food and your state of mind. Goes hand in hand with food a lot. It's amazing how much that boosts morale, and it's really just some great practice for life, you know. I think sailing should be kind of more important in human society. You know, I think if more people sailed, our societies would be a lot better. That's it. Bye. It's been an intense night. It went from literally no wind. I took down the sails and was napping, and I felt a little bit of wind stir, so I went, raised the sails, and within 10-15 minutes it was like 20 knots, and didn't have time to like take the sails back down. Tried to furl the jib, but there was too much pressure on it, so I just started running with the wind, downwind, because that reduces your apparent wind. So, but that's dangerous because I had my main sheet out, so the boom's sticking out over the side to catch wind on the downwind run. But that meant I had to be on full high alert for multiple hours on end, because if I turn too far and let the wind catch on the wrong side, it could whip across, possibly cause damage. Not a good thing to do an accidental jibe, especially in heavy winds. So it's been like 4 hours of 100% focus, and finally died down a little bit. Still pretty strong, but I'll be able to set the wheel, and luckily all this was headed in the right direction. So we were making like 7 knots on average for like 2 hours straight. Sometimes the highest number I saw, it jumped up to 8.4 knots, like surfing down a wave, which is way above the hull speed for a 34-foot boat. But yeah, I would have preferred a little slower and a little bit more peaceful, but can't control the wind. Christina's been out there sailing since 7:30 a.m. It's like 1:30. I finally got to sleep 5 or 6 hours. Man, last night was rough. Everyone give her a round of applause, please, because that girl deserves it. Man, sailing is a lot harder than people think. It's mainly the sleep deprivation, the patience. Things are always going wrong, and you have to deal with them. There's nobody to help you, and I was thinking of like when I used to live in the woods, like homeless by choice, but it's so funny. This seems glamorous, like sailing seems like, oh, it's so cool, you're sailing, that's beautiful, that's wonderful, everybody loves it. And like you live in the woods, everyone's like, oh, gross, like why would you want to do that? But like living in the woods is way easier, way nicer, you can be way cleaner. Everything about being homeless is like better. So sailing is like homelessness if you hate yourself. So you might be wondering, why do I want to sail? Why do I spend all this money on a sailboat, do all this shit, if sailing sucks and homelessness is easier? Unfortunately, it's really has to do with the tidal system and how shitty humans are. They don't just let you live where nobody else is living. Like I talked about in a video a while ago, every older generation puts unnecessary burdens on the next generation, and one of the few ways to avoid selling my time, which my time is very valuable, so I don't want to sell much of it. I sell as little as possible. So one of the few ways to enjoy life to the fullest is to go through all these hardships, to live in a difficult way, because humans are assholes.